Dr. Henry, I'm sure you've seen again over the weekend, churches were open in some areas, and seemingly they are saying they are willing to keep accepting the fines to continue to operate. Has there been any consideration given to work with the public safety minister to increase fines for repeat offenders or to increase those fines? And can you explain, have you provided any guidance, I guess, about fines for these anti-mask gatherings that are sort of guising as protests but could potentially lead to spread of the virus?
Yeah, so the short answer around do I provide guidance on the fines? No, that is within the purview of the public safety ministry, and they look at other factors as well. It is a challenge, and I know there are many faith groups there are a few faith groups that are continuing to meet, and that concerns me. It concerns me because it is a misunderstanding of why we're trying to put these restrictions in place. And these restrictions are about recognizing there are situations where this virus is spreading very rapidly. And we have seen when we come together and congregate indoors in particular, those are settings where the virus is transmitted despite our best efforts, despite the measures that we have had in place for several months that were working for many months. We are now seeing that those are not enough right now. But I want to turn it around and talk about the vast majority of churches, synagogues, gurdwaras, temples, who have taken this to heart and are doing everything they can to protect their congregants, to make sure that people have access to the supports they need through it's going to be more and more important as we go through these important holiday periods to support people to be able to safely practice their faith. And we see more and more of that. We have had the privilege of meeting with faith leaders around the province, talking to them about this. And we look at global leaders around the world who have been giving this same message. This is a global pandemic. It means that we have to do whatever we need to do to keep our members of our congregation safe, members of our communities safe. And right now, we are at a very challenging and risky time. And this is the time where we all have to take a step back and look at how we can support each other in a way that doesn't put people at risk.
Richard, yeah.
The mask demonstrators, there's small numbers of people, and yes, it does increase one's outrage factor, especially when I know there are people who are working day and night in our healthcare system, caring for people with COVID, making sure that people are still getting their surgeries. It really, in some ways, is a slap in the face. And we also need, however, as I've said all along, to recognize that people have a right to peaceful demonstration, and that we, as long as it's outside and they're not putting others at risk, the risk of transmission of the virus is less. Although, as we know, this time of year, it is more dangerous than it was before. So I don't condone them, and I think the other thing we're seeing is that most people are, again, doing the right thing, recognizing that my wearing a mask protects the workers in the shop that I'm going to, and your wearing a mask protects everybody as well.